Incoming transmission from the future. Vancouver AI Community Meetup.
All right, Mr. Pixel Wizard, let's get this party started. Welcome, everybody. You're at the Vancouver AI Community Meetup number 30. Morning for the Vancouver AI Community, yeah, 30 in a row. It's hard to believe, really. Who does that kind of crazy shit? It's a good idea to start an event. It's a good idea to run it for a while, but 30 months in a row?
It's just numbers.
Ready to go on vacation. Thank you for being here. How many people are here for the first time tonight? Yeah. Right. Well, I made a whole bunch of slides with the QR codes, like for our group chat and all that kind of stuff, and that's for all you new people. I'll let you know when the time is right to pull out your phones. Okay, the way we get started out here is together in ceremony, and so I've invited Anthony, Joseph, and Jonny Williams to come open us up here tonight from the Squamish Nation. They just got back from Toronto, where they drummed in all the football players for the World Cup. But they were part of the 32 drummers from nations across Canada. These guys are regulars here. You'll recognize them. Come on. Thanks for being here, guys. Nice to see you, Jonny. Yeah, welcome.
Oiche. Ospa, Anthonia, TNCA, Esequatos, ACMs, Islea, Queen Kujamin, Anthony Joseph, Queen Snot, Tanachanfa, Stopness Okuleo, Chenwa on South South, Teat Seats, to William Chawan Tasway, Not to Queen Sanauk. So I just wanted to raise my hands to each and every one of you for being here today. This is how we say thank you in our Squamish way of being. I know in a lot of Coast Salish communities that's the way of saying thank you, but also welcome. For those of you who don't know me, Anthony Joseph is my English name, but my Quasham name, my ancestral name is Islea. I share that with my younger brother Russell and my cousin Nigel from my Squamish family. Blessed to grow up in Stopness, and now I live on the other side of town in Welcome, and yeah, excited. I've been a Yonite for a good number of years. Mentored Jonny with me as well. Jonny was one of our lead dancers with our Weltamat Kohosum, which is culture bringing people together. So yeah, just wanted to thank you guys for allowing us to be here. We, like Kris said, we just got back from Toronto. Amazing opportunity and such a special time. We did 4 rehearsals and then we did the day of, and such good medicine. And actually, our part of that song for the World Cup, where we're dancing, is well, I'll share that after Jonny maybe shares a few words.
Hot swab, Jonny Queen Snot, Chin Fly, Popsum, Scomoshol, on and off and swallowing, chicken one fill me up with chocolate and keeping seats. Hello, my name is Jonathan Williams. I come from the Popsum Reservation. In English, it's known as North Yard in Squamish. I'm a Squamish person, but I'm also Cree as well. And I grew up learning the culture since I was very young from a variety of people, Anthony being one of them. But one of the things I wanted to mention today is that here at Greater Vancouver, in our language, is known today as now Kamkamala. You'll see it on a bunch of the signs, but that's actually a little bit, traditionally that village was actually a little bit closer to the second narrow bridge. And now, as of today, we are closest to the reserve or the village known as Sanok. And if you don't know where that is, it's the 3 big buildings that recently just got villagers right there. And that's phase 1 of phase 4 phases to come of buildings to be able to house people within the community. And it's the first time in 100 years that we've had people be able to move back into Sanok since we were forced to leave.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jonny, for sharing that. That's such an important part of who we are and where we come from, but also for where we go, we take our people and our ancestors follow. So when we speak our language, they're with us now too. As when we share our Quasham names, all those that stood with those names stand with us now too. So it's an honor and a privilege to be here in regards to opening. Thanking Kris for just rocking it and just making it fun. So this song is the song that we have intended. We haven't sang here yet because I know this is a song we usually get. So a lot of times you might see us sing, dance, and drum, sing, and dance. But today, I think we're going to share that medicine with you guys. We're going to be sharing with you guys the song Katayo song. So that song was the part where we're dancing during the intro of the World Cup. Is the Katayo Chief Jimmy. He was our last medicine man. It was said that this man was so powerful that he would show up at your doorstep before you went to look for him. So I was kind of thinking like, wow, you know, you have a doctor come to your house nowadays? So, and I showed how much he cared because he was always on the line praying for people, praying for our well-being. So I always liken that when we do this song, that his medicine lives on for in that space, or whoever's there, that that'll live on here and here as well. So I just wanted to share that. So in the long ago, when we would sing this song, the Katayo song, you would call everybody up by your village. So for the they'd have to get up and dance. And seeing as there's many of you here, and if we did that, we might be here till next month. So we're gonna split you guys up into groups. So from the left here, let's get man over here to okay, to the left, you guys will be our spotless. So you guys are the eagle. So be mindful of other eagles. Your wingspan isn't bulking out like other eagles has. We want to be able to see everything that's going on tonight. For you guys in the middle, so we cut you guys down the middle here. So from here over, or from here to here, you guys are be our yo-yos, killer whale. Our killer whale was one of our special beings because they're family, but also they used to frequent coming through this area.
One of the things they say to the kids, if you're feeling the truth, you actually splash.
Yeah. And then from here to here, you guys will be our scout. Our scout is the raven. He's the trickster, but he's also very proud. So he's got his nose in the air. Really important person, right? Just really proud, and he's got his head in the clouds almost, right? So that's our raven, and then. He's another real important being in our stories because he shows the humanity in our story work. So he shows that we're human. We make mistakes, but we grow from it. So there's a lot of good things he does in their stories, but he also does gets into a lot of mischief too. So it just shows how we all are, right? At some point in our lives, we grow from our mistakes. and then for the rest, for the right side, you guys are going to be. Oh man, you guys sensing a lot of wild energy over there. You guys are gonna be our Takayas, our wolves. Oh. You guys that's it. You got like your tails in here, and you got your snout. And if you're really feeling like a wolf, you'll let out a nice howl like. Just know you guys will all get a chance to dance. So when we say Kayal's chop, that means everyone that your group will dance. So Encho, hot nose, Chane. Yo ho, yo ho, hey, yo ho, hey, yo ho, hey, yo ho, hey, yo ho. Yo you guys for you guys' beautiful energy and have the open heart, open mind to learning a bit of who we are and where we come from, but also taking part of what we do.
Thank you, Uncle Big Arms. Congratulations, that was the most fun geeks have ever been allowed to have. Also, that was most the best exercise we all got for the whole year. Hey, I heard when you were in Toronto, you were fanboying on the federal AI minister a bit there.
we saw, what was it? There was,
Evan
we saw a border kid. And then apparently Carney was there. Woo! And then I missed my chance to say, hey, make BC affordable, make Canada. We did see. We also saw the Bosnia president as well, and. Apparently Ryan Reynolds and Mike Myers are in town. We didn't see that. But we saw the border king. And I honestly think that I may have talked to, it might have been, Alfonso Davies. Oh, he's been there. He had his girl. Yeah. I didn't recognize him. And he was like, hey, cool jersey, man. Like, what they do, like, pretty good. And I was like, looking at him, like, you know that I think he's wearing a Team Canada outfit. You know what I'm saying to Johnny's, oh my god, we're going here, we're opening for Team Canada, or, you know, our country, and I have no idea what our soccer team looks like. It's so funny. I didn't know any better, but humbled by it. It was really awesome because they were really. Open and easy to so I made fun.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, John. Such a great way to start these events. I really appreciate you guys being here again. All right, we got a packed schedule, and we got to get Loki out of here by 7:30. What time is it? Just come right now. Loki runs the Mind, AI, and Consciousness group. A lot of you guys are a part of that. We're launching something new. Loki, your stage.
Thank you. Part of the organizing group for Mind, AI, and Consciousness. We have our 13th deep dive this week, Thursday. It's a reading of the blind spot, but we are now ready to build. And so we have a new series that's in release, the Mac Lab. And July 23rd will be our first Mac Lab number 1. We're going to build an adversarial filter. We're going to force consciousness theories to battle it out with the help of AI. We will use an AI implemented interpretation, build the filters, and then decide for ourselves which consciousness theory, which there is no basis for distinguishing them so far. So we're working on this way of figuring out which one does the best job of explaining consciousness to us. There will be a group of 20 people to sort that out. You could be one of them. We still have room in Mac Lab 001. Check it out on Luma, and I look forward to seeing some of you there.
Love you, Loki. Thank you. Apologies to your students. So let's just be clear. So we're not talking the woo-woo shit around consciousness here. Loki's a PhD physicist. This is many of the people that are part of this group are also world-leading consciousness researchers. Suzanne Gilders is a part of it. Angelica Lim. It's a great group. And the fact that we're now moving out of like just the reading stage into the building stage is pretty exciting. Some of you guys have heard me talk about a Cylon detector. A detector that can tell the difference between humans and bots. There's synthetic consciousness and real consciousness, and Loki's taking up the charge. He's going minimal viable consciousness detector. Anyone who's got a theory about consciousness can run their shit through this thing, and we can use that as a way to test. So I'm really excited to kick that off. All right, it's time to pull out your phone. We're gonna take a little flurry. So if you're not on our group chats, this is the first time I've put this out in public. If you're not on our group chats, we have 1,000 people on our group chat, divided between 20 channels. When you get on the main channel, the first thing you should do is turn notifications off. The second thing you should do is explore all the sub-channels, because that's where the action happens. Brain Trust is the main group. If you're not there already, you definitely want to join us. There's an events channel, there's a jobs channel. This community is made up of like 10 sub-communities: life sciences, mind, AI, and consciousness, education, and everyone has their own channels there. And you're going to hear more from each of those groups tonight. This is our schedule. We are here. We do this every month. This is the rest of the year. But as I told you, we have all these subgroups now, so this ain't even a real schedule anymore. It's like we got 6 events per month, and it wouldn't be possible without... Hit it, Kevin. Ooh. Next slide. Oh. It wouldn't be possible without Kevin Franken. And this amazing group of staff and volunteers, this is a lot of the folks that make this happen. We're, like I said, doing 6 or 8 events a month right now. Things are popping off, and it's not, I'm not doing it on my own. Thank you to everyone who helped make this happen. We've got a Mind AI Unconsciousness group tomorrow. We've got an AI Ethical Futures Lab next week. And there's a lot of opportunities to get involved too. So at some point when you see the volunteer slide float around, take a scan of that and get in where you fit in. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Our sponsors are fucking awesome. Rival sponsors hackathons for us. We gave away $15,000 of their money last year directly to people in this room. Sons of Vancouver, they've been making us cocktails for 30 months in a row, saving us like $500 a month in booze money. This month he made a organic grapefruit, lime, and vodka spritzer or something like that. I hope you liked it. I did. Internet Archive Canada. If you were here last month, we launched our AI Builders Fellowship. They're giving away $5,000 to someone in this community. We haven't given that away yet. We haven't even opened up the application process yet, but they're giving us a few $100 a month. Plus, they are sponsoring an AI builder for the summer to do $5,000 worth of work on top of the Internet Archive. And then we got Simon's company, Intelligenomics. Thank you, sir, for always being here and supporting, putting your money where your mouth is, man.
Thank you.
We've been on a partnership spree. A lot of the people we have informal relationships with, we've done formal partnerships agreements with in the last little while. If you're a part of this network, if you have an adjacent organization, there's strength in numbers. Let's come together. Let's figure out how we can help each other and scratch each other's back, and let's see your logo on this slide next month. Dean. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Hey. Most recent partner, Friends Quarters. They're hosting our monthly AI happy hour at Friends Quarters called Aw Fuck. We had our first one last week. It was awesome. Thank you, Dean. Thanks, Dean. So, this is a little mini report about what's been going on. I'm not here to sell you anything right now. I'm here to tell you 27 graduates came through the Responsible AI Professional Program since I've seen you last. Who in here went through that program? Jackie, Monique, Finn. All right, David, Jackie again. That's so cool. 4-week program. Readings, assessments, capstone project. It's been awesome. 27 people come through that program last month, and now we've got 3 more coming out later this year. So keep your eye out for that. I won't make it scan. You do it later. AI Animation Accelerator, Mage. I'm just going to throw you on the spot right quick.
Sure. Hey, we're doing a animation accelerator.
It's wrapped up the second one.
Oh, yeah, we did the second one already, and the next one's coming up end of July. And it's 3 sessions, 2 hours each. A lot of talking in between, reviewing stuff in between, in the 2 weeks in between those 3 sessions. And we're basically trying to intro people to how AI film works. It's a new emerging industry. It's a new emerging art form. It shares a lot of things with original, traditional work, but it's very new and it's a big paradigm shift. So we're here to show you the industry is really shifting, and we're going to help you get into the industry if that's what you're interested in.
Thank you, Mage. Magenta and Mayumi, who run Tiny Ghost Studios, they also do the film club with Kevin and I and the film festival here. Their studio's blowing the fuck up. I just got to see a sneak preview last night of episode 1 of their new Blood and Glitter show that's Neura Studios picked up. Lightning in a bottle over here, and they're still running these animation accelerators. It's 3 weeks. You come get up to speed really quick. Everyone ends with 30 seconds short. Future Proof Festival. Yo, It's happening for reals, guys. Everyone's been like, hey, instead of just these monthly meetups, how about you do something real, a conference and a business summit? And so this is going to be our interpretation of a business summit, October 28th through 30th. I'm claiming that it's the most honest conversation about AI taking place anywhere in the world right now. It is people who are curious. It is people who are critical. It's all the voices in this room coming together to have an assessment of what's going on in this moment and to help direct where we want to go in the future. It's going to be a mix of performances, films, keynotes. I've booked 5 out-of-town speakers that I can't wait to tell you about that I'm just not quite prepared yet, but very, very soon. We've had 10 people buy tickets. Check it out. I'm going to want you all there, 28th through 30th. You can blast like 5 slides ahead, sir. All right, that's the one. All of this stuff is happening inside the BCAI ecosystem. We are a nonprofit professional network, 285 members as of yesterday. We grow in power when we bring our voices together and speak together and tell people what it is that we need to grow this industry, to help your companies, to create learning opportunities, to accelerate the adoption of AI across this province. This nonprofit is the vehicle that we have to do this with. So if you join, you get half off of our workshops, you get half off of your ticket prices and things like that. But really, it's about coming together to build something bigger than yourself. We're just getting started. We're 10 months old, and it's gone rocket ship. So thanks for those of you who have jumped in early.
Wow, that.
Anthonia, I didn't give the second set of slides you sent me to Kevin yet.
Oh, Kevin and I have.
Perfect.
We worked it.
Perfect. I was doing check-in. I'm so excited to introduce to you Anthonia from Ethos Labs. Ethos Labs is a close partner of ours. Many of us mentor there, and there are different programs that are amazing. Their space has been under construction for a while, but we just had a block party there last Saturday, and it was awesome. All the rooms are open. Your space is thriving and full of people. Anthonia organized the Blackathon, a hackathon with Microsoft a couple months ago that was quite amazing. It had hundreds of Black and Indigenous youth and Microsoft doing a hackathon. Here to come share some of the cool stuff that's going on at the annual Ethos Labs. Anthonia.
Truly appreciate the platform. I asked Kris, I was like, is there a stool there? Because I feel like I want to have a little bit of a fireside chat here. We're in an interesting time. I am the parent of a 19-year-old young person going on 45, but also going on 11 on any given day. And me. And how many parents are there in the room? Sorry, where are the hands? Parents? Oh, look at that. Awesome. Can you give these parents a round of applause?
Yeah.
They have a young person either at home that they had to quickly feed to get here, or they are also trying to scroll and read and engage as much as possible to try and orient themselves in this time right now. My name is Anthonia Ogundele. I'm the founder and executive director of Ethos Lab Educational Society. Our mission is to empower youth to transform their communities and shift the culture of innovation. And we're doing that by ensuring that representation and inclusion and culture is at the center of that. And we want to increase the number of Black youth and gender diversity within that space. And we don't do it alone. And I'm sure you're seeing from all of the different meetups that are happening, you can't do this stuff alone. Oh, I'm like talking, assuming that the slides are going, and I forgot I have the clicker in my hand. I'm like, why is that moving? Why's my face stripped? I'm sure many of you have seen this photograph. This is the rendering of the data center that's going to be going up maybe about a couple of blocks from where Ethos Lab is located. It's the conversation that parents are having, and it's the movements that young people are making around data centers and the technical infrastructure that is going to be powering this AI movement at this time. We know and we see that there are parents organizing in this moment, really concerned about the speed in which this technology is going. I don't fault anyone We're in the space right here where we're able to be curious and have these conversations. But when you bring it up with other parents or you bring it up with some people in community, it's really, really scary. But right now, I'll say this. The parents that are here and don't want AI in schools, most recently, Ethos Lab received an email from a school saying, hey, can you run your Blackathon? But can you make it really, really hard for our students? Because every single student has access to an iPad, access to a Google Suite, has had access to AI from middle school to high school. These are not the parents that are saying don't have it in the schools, but what we're seeing right now is there is rapid inequality happening in the education system right now. And I think it's really important that while we're thinking about building the technical infrastructure, that we think about the cultural infrastructure that goes along with it. So I asked for a stool to have a seat here because many of these conversations happen around kitchen tables. The cultural infrastructure of parents is the kitchen table. That's where the pack's organized. That's maybe where I'm sitting with my laptop and trying to figure out what workshop my child needs to get to on a Saturday because I'm running completely late and I completely forgot about it and that they canceled it and I didn't really know about it. That's where it all happens, at the kitchen table. Or for me, in starting Ethos Lab, it started when I was at picking up my child from school. This is also the cultural infrastructure of our of parents and of families. When they're picking up their kids, when they're seeing other kids, seeing other kids, playing or running around, and then I get into conversation with them. Where's your kid going to after school program? What are they doing for summer camp? Heaven forbid if you got them in the wrong summer camp or the right summer camp, or you were too late. That's what's happening right now. And so when we think about the cultural infrastructure that is needed to reimagine or imagine what this future is and ensuring that everyone is at the table, I draw inspiration from the kitchen table. Well, okay, I'm gonna get up here because the video's telling me to get up. I draw inspiration from the Blackathon. It's a Black History Hackathon that we do every year. Next year, we are gonna be in our 5th year. Can we give a round of applause? We started with 50 at the Center for Digital Media, and we have grown to 150 young people. This year we did 100 because we were using generative AI for the Blackathon this year. But it's over 400 young people have been to this Blackathon. So what is the Blackathon? It's again, Black History Hackathon. We take an inventor or invention or a moment in Black history and we hack an invention or something that is inspired by their innovation. And so I'm gonna do a call back to that kitchen table, to that cultural infrastructure. We decided to hack the cultural infrastructure that was by Moore's restaurant. How many of you know about Hogan's Alley? There we go. Hogan's Alley was an enclave of the Black community here in Vancouver, which was systematically displaced at the building of the Georgia and Dunsmuir viaducts. And so what we did this year with the Blackathon, stepping out in nervousness and fear, we decided to experiment. Because as I think about, and as we think about the infrastructure that we're building, we're thinking about it in the moment, but it allows us to imagine what the future might be. So I'm gonna share a clip. We deliver this in partnership with Microsoft. We do it at the Microsoft office in Vancouver. Kids that have been there multiple times have already identified where their offices are gonna be when they grow up. They know where all the juice is, for sure. But what's beautiful is seeing them run up and down the hallways, making memories. So when they apply for jobs in the innovation sector when they're in their 20s, 30s, or who knows, when they're innovating and entrepreneuring on their own, oh, this is a place I can be. It's ubiquitous. So I'm gonna just share a little clip about some of the young people that were hacking what Hogan's Alley, a place in Hogan's Alley that is inspired by Moore. a place where people are able to, or their friends are able to converge and come together.
Having the opportunity to design something that impacts our community in such a positive way is very empowering.
I just love seeing the amount of people in here.
What is community? That's the question that I've spent my entire life yearning for. The community that I've built with Ethos is irreplaceable.
We are in a time of incredible change. You are the ones that are shaping this future. And our mandate is empowering youth to transform their communities and shift the culture of innovation. Ethos Lab is a creative innovation hub for teens. AI adoption doesn't just require technical infrastructure. It requires cultural infrastructure. And Ethos Lab sits at that intersection. And what we do here at Ethos Lab is provide young people with the mentorship and culturally affirming environment where they are able to access the future.
The day started at 9 a.m. at the Microsoft office in downtown Vancouver.
We've worked with Microsoft over a number of years. One thing has stayed true through this relationship. The heart of it has always been co-creation.
Having the opportunity to design something that impacts our community in such a positive.
Okay, cool. We're back in the something where I left off here. So that's just a short clip. You can find that online. But I thought that we could share some of the outputs of the Blackathon. I can't do it. Oh, can I? Oh. So for us, it's about starting with values, and more than anything else, that they learn an ethical practice and process in using artificial intelligence. So it's not just about how do I use this tool really, really quickly. They all went through a multi-week program in order to develop these cinematic trailers to help entice their friends to come to this space. Various motivations, as you know, teens have various motivations on why they'll do anything, and what I really appreciate about I'm looking at also the incredible team. Can we just give a round of applause to the Ethos Lab crew, people that are in the room? Because half the time, they're not coming necessarily to learn about artificial intelligence. They're coming because of the people. Is Jazz gonna be there? Is PJ gonna be there? And by virtue of the culture and the community that we've created, young people are gaining access to artificial intelligence in ways that are not just, hey, how do I prompt engineer? It's about community impact. It's about the why. And so we run our programs and our camps, and AI is embedded in it. So whether it be life sciences, or whether it be illustration, or whether it be biomechanics, it's all about how does that fit into kind of our everyday. And so I shared a bit about the future that they're trying to create through these cinematic trailers in place, but that needs to happen somewhere, and that happens in a place. So let's see if this is gonna work. Oh, this is the second cinematic trailer. You'll see this one. So this is the process that they go through. It's our Ubuntu innovation process, where we ground on the premise, I am because we are. Really a holistic starting point to thinking about how to create with artificial intelligence. And so you can see this was done in, 4 hours? I'd say, yeah, so a 4-hour process where they made these cinematic trailers to be able to present the spaces that they imagined to be on Hogan's Alley. Hogan's Alley Society was also a partner on the project, and so now they have a number of assets that they're able to use to be able to share the vision of their space. And what's really exciting about that is while we partnered on the future vision of what Hogan's Alley could look like using this technology, we're also partnering on a physical space. So a couple weeks ago, we had an incredible block party where we launched our innovation hub, which is at Main and 3rd, right up the block from the TELUS Data Center. This is where people can come together, make, create, and access innovation in a culturally affirming and community-grounded way. It's really exciting when you step into the room and see the infrastructure that, I mean, you could see the kind of physical infrastructure that is this space. That's one of our sound booths. And this is like the maker space that we have in there. But it's really exciting to see all of the walls and the tables that, wow, these are all the tools that kids can use. That's how we often feel about generative AI. Oh, this is really cool. Like I can make something with this, whether it be space or whether it be these platforms. But it doesn't come to life without, the people.
Yeah.
What are the walls and what's the generative AI without the people in the middle? Without the imaginations guiding these processes. So yeah, PJ here. How many of you go to the education meetup? Get to hang out with PJ at the last Thursday of every month. PJ just graduated. Super exciting. So when you see him, give him a round of applause. Yes, there you go. That's video one again. Oh, and that's also in the video, but we'll move ahead. Nevertheless, but it's about the people. And who's that person here? So at the launch, we had community coming together to learn more about our various different programs. But again, it wasn't about leading with, hey, this really cool generative AI tool. It was, look at how we can impact and create community together. So you can see some of the incredible artwork of Jazz, our elders starting the day. Oh, there is Jazz right there. Woohoo, Jazz is back. And there we go. It's about when I say cultural infrastructure, it isn't just the walls, because the walls are really cool. Like I really like walking through a really nice space, but it's really wonderful when you turn the corner and you run into someone else. I have a really exciting, like, squishy feeling in my heart when I'm with someone else in community and we're making and creating something together, when our minds meld and there's ideas come to life. And we're noticing, and we know that young people are experiencing that with generative AI as well too. And it's important that they don't do it alone. One thing we heard from our young people, we created an AI working group with teens. And one of the major things that they said was they believe they need to use it in community. If we do not have spaces where young people are able to engage safely with this technology, we will find ourselves in a very compromised position. And so, ending with Ndidi, who gets the party started, who knows how to create culture. I just want to share this one thought that Kris kind of pulled out of me when he was interviewing me for the album that was being created during the event. He said, what's something that you want people to know right now? Like what'd you say, like an inspiration, something inspirational you could share? We are all uniquely made for this moment. So whatever is uniquely inside of you, just do it. And that's what we say to the kids. And I encourage you all to do that as well. So if you have a teen, we have an AI Futures camp. And I'm gonna say this, it's shocking. Our other camps are not like, this camp's not doing as really great. I think it's because it has the word AI Futures and it's like, just bang. Because we wanted, people to know that we're testing in this area. But if you know any teens or anyone that's interested in going through a design sprint and making community impact, this particular camp, we're redesigning the plaza out front of our building in partnership with the Native Education College and reimagining it using generative AI. So that's how young people learn about it. I really hope that you sign up. Am I missing anything?
Nope.
Okay. What's up?
Anthonia is probably having more impact in Vancouver than anybody that I know right now. You are the rubber that hits the road between AI adoption and what's going on in the schools and in parents' heads. And I'm not surprised that you're having slow signups on that one because like it's a very controversial thing right now.
It's complicated.
The more culturally embedded you are, the more of your context probably resists the whole AI movement stuff. And so you're doing brave, hard work, and I really appreciate your partnership and you coming here sharing tonight and stuff. If you have skills and you're looking to connect with youth, yes, Anthonia is always looking for great mentors. There's a bunch of us who already mentor there. I've been doing it for almost a year.
Yay! I see hand up. There we go.
Yeah. We got 5 minutes for Q&A.
Yeah.
Does anyone got something they want to ask Anthonia?
Ooh, I hope it's an easy question. I don't have my agent with me to answer. Go for it.
Thank you very much for your talk. It was very interesting. One of the questions I had is that you said a key piece of feedback from the teenagers was that they needed to use AI in community. And I just wondered if you could dig into that a little bit.
Yeah.
What was the main reason, or how did that process go? What kind of thing?
Yeah, so we undertook that process last summer. PJ led that process with the kids. And early in some of the research with the Ethos Lab and trying to figure out what it would be, we learned that kids love learning and they don't necessarily like school. Like they don't necessarily, like depending on the young people, it's really difficult if you don't understand how to navigate that system. So what does this mean in terms of the context of your question? I have, again, my 19-year-old daughter. When she was 13 years old, she was doing, it was like a 10-hour like Minecraft video, like learning how to build the Burj Khalifa in Minecraft, right? So these kids are learning how to do, like they learn this, the individual learning they're using YouTube. I mean, much like all of us. But when it comes to generative AI or any kind of learning, they just want someone that they can turn to and say like, hey, like how do you do that? Like, I don't understand. You can only rewind the YouTube videos so many times. And so that was the key piece, is that they want to have like mentors and trusted leaders around them to be able to help them navigate. And I think right now, again, with the AI strategy that's come out, where we have 3,000 teachers that are going to be trained, there are 51,000 teachers in the BCTF, right? And that's the federal strategy is only saying 3,000. And so it really does require us to have spaces and places where you can have these questions and access mentors.
Yes, and on top of that, we know from research that this community has done through Angus Reid and others that British Columbians do not trust government or corporations to be the people that help them with AI adoption. And so who does that leave opportunities for? Real life community cultural organizations like Anthonia's, like Ethos, who has relationships with all these families, with all these schools already, that are looking to be onboarded into the future and don't necessarily want to do it through OpenAI or through a federal government program. They're looking for a trusted voice or mediator there. So when I get Evan Solomon's attention, I always bring up the work that you guys
truly appreciate it.
No, you should be the one that's rolling out this stuff to the world.
Awesome. Thank you. We have relationships with the Surrey School District, Burnaby School District, and Vancouver School District in the delivery of our programming. And so we deliver programming for youth grades 5 to 7, but we also do high schoolers. And so the Blackathon was for high schoolers in particular. And so now it's just like, what does that look like for younger grades? The context shifts, as you know, like every 2 weeks within the context of AI. And so what's necessary is to have an organization that's able to be responsive to those changes, to support families in navigating. And for us, what's really important as a Black-led organization is that Black youth are not lost in that navigation. And so while we're Black-led, we're Black-centered, we're open to all young people. But that's where we want to make the impact, is ensuring that diversity is at the center.
Here. Zara, last question, sorry.
Oh no. Now we're going to have a 5-hour conversation.
Oh no.
Just on these current news, we heard that Norway just this week announced that they're banning AI completely from high school. And at the same time, we see Alpha School in the United States taking the exact opposite position. How do we navigate? How do we find the balance, Anthonia? Where should we be?
I'm tired. It's really kind of I don't really know per se. What I do know, though, is that if it's being banned kind of broader, I'm a parent, I know about this stuff. I'm gonna teach my kid, right? Regardless, right? It's the same with when my child wanted a cell phone. I don't know if some of y'all experience this. My child wanted a cell phone at 11. I was like, no, you're not gonna have it. And go and have a social media account, which she wasn't allowed to have because you have to be 13 and older. How many 10, 11-year-olds that have Instagram and all these things? Parents are giving them access. It's just gonna kind of go underground, I'd say. And it's going to need a lot of diligence on the public sector to understand and manage that disparity between independent schools and public schools. Because that is what's happening right now, is that independent schools are just kind of like flying with this stuff. And the public school system is like, with co-pilot 13 plus. Like, I mean.
Well, they have many more entrenched interests that they're also trying to.
Exactly. And so that's one thing. But there's also a trend in public education where the pandemic really started moving it along. It was starting to happen in the US around school choice, right? So my daughter was in school up until the age of grade 11. But she had multiple learning needs, and I know a lot of other parents struggle with being able to find the supports in the school system for their young person that might have various learning needs. And so she started doing the Vancouver Learning Network. So she did school, she was in class for 2 sessions, and then she had a tutor online using the Vancouver Learning Network. You may start to see a shift in how parents are starting to either move their kids into, private school systems or homeschool systems, or starting to create this kind of buffet educational experience, which is becoming more and more common in the conversations that you have at the parent pickup area or in the parent WhatsApp groups. Yeah. So I don't know. But parents are enablers.
I mean, Zara,
it's
the heart of the matter, really. It really, truly is. We produced an album together at the block party with a lot of the youth voices, with Sandy's voice, with Anthonia's voice on it. We made this beautiful artifact. And yet, it is so controversial, we kind of can't exactly release it to the community because there's musicians in the community. I mean, I don't want to put words in their mouth, but...
I just want to you have to be incredibly mindful. But I'm going to say this, and then I'm sure you want to kick me off the stage and we'll move on, but...
Let's want to be nice to Mr.
Oh, yes, for sure, yeah. So, absolutely. Trying not saying that maybe the other segue, but I'm maybe going to anecdotally put this in what the mind of I'm going to go into the mind of a parent and say something generally what all parents think. It's a huge generalization. I want the best for my kid. As long as you have that premise, you are going to ensure that your child has access to the things that they need. Come hell or high water. You have parents that are putting they're going into absolute debt to get their kids into particular camps. Yeah. To also, am I in the right, are we in the right segment or the right mommy groups? It's a real thing. And so how do we go from what's the best thing for my kid to what's the best thing for our kids in a real way?
Yeah. Thank you, Antonia. Antonia is one of the co-leaders of our AI in Education group. She's on our group chat on the Education channel. If you talk to her and tag her there, she'll respond to you. You can drop volunteer links, donation links. Cool. If you got time, give her your time. If you got money, give her your money.
Please.
If you don't know what she needs, just ask her. How can I help? How can I help?
Did you just? I thought you turned off my mouth. Like, we need rent money.
Thank you, Antonia. Michelle Diamond, are you in the house? Would someone, Shang, would you tap the top light there, just right behind you, on the wall?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Michelle wanted more light. That's all, Michelle. We said we'd try one with the dark and we'd try one with the light. All right. Up next, I am very excited to introduce you to a person many of you guys know and have seen speak other places, the Honorable Rick Glumac. He is the Minister of State for AI and New Technologies. I really thank you for being here to share a little bit of your vision about innovation. We've been encountering each other in lots of different places. On behalf of this organization, he's taken several meetings with me to hear what we're all about and what's going on. Minister Glumac, thanks for being here. Come on up. Stage is yours. Do whatever time you need. We'll do some Q&A at the end, whatever you like, sir.
Wow, this is the most energy I've ever experienced in anything that I've done in government so far. So, this is it's really cool.
Yeah, you know that's the Raven where you come from?
Yeah, maybe. Wow, yeah. So Kris asked me to speak extemporaneously, and once I looked up what that meant, just to confirm that I knew what that meant, I was like, yeah, that sounds great. But I have this presentation that's full words, but I'll try to get through it quickly because I think what might be more interesting is a discussion. I would love to talk to you guys and hear your thoughts, hear from you. But I'll try to get through as much of this content as possible. First, I'll introduce myself. So I don't come from a traditional kind of background for politics. I was in computer animation and video games. I started Reboot season 3. And then I went into motion pictures, worked on Shrek 2, Madagascar, Over the Hedge, and then went into, at that time, there was a lot more 3D in video games, so I went to Electronic Arts for a while. That's not a background that anybody has in government. And it was so exciting. So, I mean, that is a whole story in itself to explain how I got here. I'll save that for another day, but I can say that it's been quite a journey within government. When I first was elected, I was Parliamentary Secretary of Technology. They put me on the tech file, and today I'm back into a role that focuses on technology. So I'm happy today to just explain a little bit about what the government is doing and kind of some thoughts on where we're going, Coquelicot and things like that. So, okay, lots of words. Alrighty. So I'm part of the Ministry of Jobs and Economic Growth. My focus in my mandate is on growing basically the tech sector in British Columbia. So we have this economic plan that was released in 2025, just a few months ago. And it tries to prioritize some of the leading sectors in British Columbia and hoping to grow those sectors, make them even stronger and more of a world-leading hub for these areas. So we have AI and quantum. That's what my focus is. We have maritime, aerospace, life sciences, construction, agriculture, tourism. Those are the sectors that this Look West plan focuses on. So for AI and quantum in particular, we have about 180,000 people working in the tech sector in British Columbia. We want to double that, well, more than double that, to 400,000 in the next decade. Increase the economic output of that sector by 75%. And so that we're going to be releasing an action plan. We're waiting for the federal government to release their AI strategy. They've done that now, and so in the next few months, we hope to release our more specific action plan that is tailored towards our strengths here in British Columbia. So as I mentioned, 180,000 people, 12,000 companies. There's an estimate of something like 700 what you might call AI companies that are developing technology for use in other sectors, and that's doubled in the last 2 years. There's a lot of growth, obviously, in AI. This is an area that is affecting all sectors, almost all areas of our economy. But British Columbia has a lot of advantages and very unique features that make us stand out, I feel. We have incredible universities, UBC, SFU, UVic, doing some incredible research. We, as a government, I'll talk about it a bit more, have been investing in tech training for our tech sector to make sure we have the workforce that we need. So interestingly, there's a stat that I've been given recently that Vancouver ranks #1 in software engineer concentration in Canada and second highest in AI talent in Canada. It's one of our strengths. Yeah. Energy, it's amazing. Okay, so and I'll talk a little bit about some of the ways we're trying to support that. We have a supercomputer at SFU that is recognized as Canada's fastest academic supercomputer, and they're hoping to grow that as well. So, as we know, AI has been growing. The federal AI strategy talks a lot about adoption. It says that, Canada has one of the lowest rates of adoption in the G7, and wants to grow it from, they're estimating it's 12%, want to grow it to 60%, which we can talk about that. I mean, adoption is important, but there's questions about what is the metric that we want to really measure in terms of what AI is providing us. It's not just using AI, it's what are the benefits that it's providing to us at work and in society, and how do we increase that? There are some sectors where that adoption rate is much higher. Healthcare, for example. This is one where I'm particularly interested in seeing growth of the use of AI. I feel like there's so much opportunity within the health sector and within life sciences to utilize AI for the betterment of society. There's a lot of adoption right now using AI scribes for doctors, which is, I've talked to some doctors recently that are using this, and it's freeing up 20 to 30% of their time is the estimate that I heard. It's allowing some doctors to return to doing home visits. We heard about that at the beginning of this day, which is great to hear. These are the kind of benefits that we want to see with AI, and of course, using AI for drug discovery and things like that. So AI is it's not just about the tech sector. The use of AI is throughout many different sectors, and BC startups are having a big role in bringing AI into those other sectors, and there are many examples of homegrown companies that are having a big impact in some of these sectors. Variational AI is an example with drug discovery, Earth Daily Analytics using satellite imagery to detect invasive species and things like that. SenseNet detecting wildfires using AI. Just some examples. So we talked a little bit about adoption. I'm going to skip over this and get to one of the things that is really important, obviously, is this is such a fast evolving thing. This is evolving faster than anything we've ever seen in history, and changing society so quickly. It's really hard to keep on top of. It's really hard to imagine what the world's going to be like in 4 months, let alone these plans are 10 years where we want to grow double the employment in 10 years, but it's really hard to even know what the world is going to be like in 10 years. So it's really critical that we have guardrails in place, and making sure that we're protecting the things that we value and not damaging things. Like the recent issue that happened in British Columbia, the tragedy in the Tumbler Ridge is one example where somebody used an AI chatbot to get information that they feel might have contributed to what happened there. It's just tragic. But the thing is, these companies are just navigating this like sort of ad hoc, and they're not really. There hasn't been really guardrails and rules set up about how to manage that. And so that's been a big topic of conversation for me, talking to the federal government. I believe that these guardrails, I believe these guardrails need to be at a federal level so that there's a uniform playing field across Canada, that not every province is doing their own thing. And I think that would become a bit difficult for companies to navigate and would be counterproductive in terms of economic growth and things like that. But we have a federal AI minister. They are looking at this kind of stuff. They just tabled a bill, I think it's C-34, which is looking at protecting children, and so there's a lot of work to do. The federal government, it talks about this in their federal AI strategy on building the trust that's needed and putting those guardrails in. So I'm hopeful that we can make some good progress on that, and we'll keep pushing to make sure that happens. Obviously, there's a lot of conversation about a concern about AI. My own, they were talking about kids and the use of AI and all that. Yesterday, I spent like 3 hours debating my 20-year-old son about the need to use AI when you're applying for jobs with your co-op program. They are absolutely adamantly against AI. They are like rigidly, fundamentally against it. And it's like, here I am, the minister of AI, and my kid doesn't even want to like look at it. So I'm trying to explain that, it's like, this is the world we live in now. You can't avoid it. Like, if you get a job in a co-op, there's probably going to be AI that the company uses somewhere in their workflow. You can't say, I don't want to do that, right? And with the resumes that they're putting out, there's these systems that filter through, and it's like an arms race now. It's like they use AI to put resumes out everywhere, and they need AI to filter through that mass of resumes to get to a smaller number so that they can manage it. And here's my kid, just like one at a time, putting one resume out with all the thought and trying to do the best job they can, so it's a difficult world to navigate for young people. There's a lot of questions and things that we need to figure out. And then on the data center side, I mean, there's a lot of things that have raise concerns there too. Like, I was reading a data center in Memphis that uses 30 gas-fired turbines or something like that, and the air quality that is in that area is being impacted, and they're trying to go and challenge that through the Clean Energy Act. Texas, I was reading 50 billion gallons of water they use a year for AI data centers, and they're predicting that's going to go up to like 300 billion by 2030 or something like that. So it's we're doing things differently here in British Columbia. So we have a whole different system for providing energy for data centers. Our energy is pretty much clean, 98% clean energy. and we are having some very strict criteria in terms of evaluating which companies will have the opportunity to use that energy to power their data centers here in British Columbia. 400 megawatts we're allocating over 2 years towards data centers, which is still a pretty big number. But by doing a competitive call where you're being evaluated on sovereignty, you're being evaluated on economic issues or economic criteria, environmental criteria, First Nations involvement. These are all things that factor into deciding which of these get built. And so, but also it gives that, it provides that certainty to know that there is energy allocated for that, and you're not in a big long queue fighting against like other companies that are wanting to use that energy. You have that allocation, so we know that we're going to get 400 megawatts worth of AI data centers in British Columbia in the next couple of years, and then we'll look at increasing that after that. So we're also training, I mentioned before, high-tech workforce, 5,000 seats since we've been government that we've added to tech seats in our post-secondary. We're talking about kids. We have a K-12 AI advisory committee that we put in place. And it's interesting talking about Norway, like completely banning it. And Norway's I got to go to Norway one day. They do so many interesting things. But the qualities that kids are going to need in an AI world, like obviously critical thinking, collaboration, teamwork, creativity. Like these are things that are so important for kids coming into this AI world where you can't, like, AI is not creative. AI might produce things that aren't accurate, and so you need to have these skills, and these skills are going to be valuable in an AI world. In the BC government, we're utilizing AI. We're modernizing our public services and our infrastructure within government. We're developing Connected Services BC, which is kind of a one-stop shop for getting what you need from government, whether it's birth certificates or driver's license. Like right now, it's difficult to navigate. It's difficult to figure out where you need to go, forms you need to fill out, and then you go and you have to fill out another form. Or there's so many examples of this, and we're modernizing that, and AI is a part of that. And we're using it for streamlining different things as well, permitting and things like that. I think I missed something. Okay. I want to talk just a second about integrated marketplace. So Innovate BC is a Crown corporation, and it runs this program called Integrated Marketplace. What I mentioned that when I first started as a MLA and Parliamentary Secretary of Technology, the thing I kept hearing over and over again was it was very difficult to get a customer, to get a local customer in British Columbia within government. A lot of times your first customer was somewhere else in the world. And this was kind of this home ice disadvantage that you had. So we're directly trying to address this issue and helping companies commercialize their products. And it's been very successful with Integrated Marketplace. The idea behind it is if you're a company and you've got some great product that you're working on, that first customer is the big hurdle you have to overcome. We're providing these test beds where you can take your product, and if you get accepted into this program and you get some funding, you can commercialize your product in these test beds. The Port Authority, the airport, within the healthcare system, lots of interesting stuff happening there. Forestry, mining, marine and coastal. And there's probably gonna be more test beds as this grows. but it's been a very successful program. I've talked to a lot of companies that have been through integrated marketplace, commercialized their product, taken it. There's a company called A&K Robotics that I went to the Vancouver airport, and this little autonomous robot that takes you around to where you need to go if you've got mobility issues. They had a project, and I think 4 or 5 of these robots in the airport, and they're getting contracts now in major airports all around the world because they were able to prove it out in the Vancouver airport. I feel like I missed a slide. I don't think this is. I swear there's a slide missing because there was a whole bunch of programs that I wanted to talk about.
That's my fault, Minister. I took your PowerPoint and had to convert it to something we could play, and it's probably my fault.
Okay. Go on, where are we? Give me. I'll just 1 sec here. All right. I just want to mention. This is kind of the point of the whole.
This is the extemporaneous shit that I was talking about, sir.
Right. This is extemporaneous. Yeah. Let me just extemporaneously look through this. All right. So just want to mention some of the programs that the government has, because I think that's really important to know, and I just want to touch on them. And if you have any questions about any of these programs, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn, or my email is AI. What is it? Is it AI.tech.minister? The AI.tech.minister, there it is?
AI.minister.
Is it?
We'll be sharing it with everybody.
I don't hear myself, so I don't know. I just give cards out. So, anyway, AI dot something. All right. So one of the I just want to list these programs really quickly. The BC Knowledge Development Fund. We help fund capital investments for research in universities and things like that. This has helped fund the supercomputer at SFU. We contributed $24 million to that. We have the Small Business Venture Capital Tax Credit. This is a 30% tax credit for qualified companies, and that it goes up. And now it's been raised in the last budget to $300,000 of tax credit that investors can get back, which is a great incentive. We have the BC Shred program, which is matching the federal program now, and easy to apply for both.
Wow.
I'm not sure it's matching in dollars, but it's matching in terms of the criteria and things like that. It's terrifying.
Take a walk.
Okay. I mentioned integrated marketplace. We have MBC Investment Corp, $500 million fund, which is helping sort of mid-stage companies with investment dollars. We have Trade and Invest BC when you're ready to start exporting your product and you want some advice. We have an export navigator program and some really great assistance there for finding other markets. We have an IP strategy. We have Web Summit that we've been funding, and it's this year was great. I was there the whole time. We're having it again next year, and we'll see if we can continue it after that. And there is help from Innovate BC in terms of a company that wants to participate in Web Summit. There's a Road to Web Summit program that you can participate in, and there's also a $400 million BC Strategic Investment Fund that we just put in our budget this year. We're still working out the details of that, but it's a new thing where we get to actually maybe share an equity investment with a company and build that relationship together and grow together, which is exciting. And then this is this slide that you can see some of it. These are some examples of some of the companies that have been funded through the Integrated Marketplace program. The health one, there was 10 companies, 10 projects that were funded, announced at Web Summit. These are 3 of them here. the first one, Mindful Garden, Digital Health, very interesting. This is like people that have a major surgery. There's like a chance that they become affected mentally. What's the word? It's like
Mental health, right?
well, it's kind of like cognitively, and this software basically, the people that started this company, someone in their family was affected by this, and what it does is, without having to use drugs, it kind of uses a game engine to kind of calm people when they start becoming confused, and apparently it works quite well. And so, this is a really kind of innovative idea, and they're, with this project, they're going to be using it within the healthcare system on patients. It's amazing. Workforce wellness. This is helping clinicians to deal with some of the more the things that they don't need to spend their time on. Instead, they should be spending their time on getting people through the hospital system. So this is helping to reduce wait times, and it's working really well. I mentioned variational AI. They're doing some great things with drug discovery. So these are just some examples. There's so many examples for integrated marketplace. So I think that's it. Yeah, oh yeah.
Like Wizard made my microphone work. He's like, press the green button. Minister Rick Glumac. Thank you, sir. Extemporaneous was exactly when you left the script and talked about the difficult conversations yourself. Yeah. That was the best story of the whole thing. I mean, like, I put myself in your shoes as the AI minister of new technologies, and then the real life relationship, the conversations that happen at home. Those are the tough ones. Those are the ones we're talking about right here, So thank you for coming here. Thank you for sharing your word with us. And you guys, we're gonna open this up for Q&A. But I got a yellow card and a red card. All right? Say. You know what that means. Don't make me use them. Right here.
Thank you. You come from an industry that is about to suffer significantly from AI and innovation, and this industry also happens to be pretty central to British Columbian economy. What are the things that you do to mitigate that risk and to make sure that this remains a thriving industry?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
going to offer you a yellow card on that one. That's a pretty tough, pointed question. Let's just proceed with caution. But yes, sir, I'd like to know as well.
Okay, well, let me start by saying that I went and visited ILM recently in Vancouver, and I asked them this question. How is AI impacting you guys? And they walked me through, their production pipeline, and they showed me where they were using AI. And it wasn't in the creation of content, the final content. It was in the early stages of things, just to be able to quickly visualize to put together the animatics or whatever, that the layout kind of very quickly, how do they want this to go. They also gave examples of doing sort of using AI to render sort of key images, and then AI kind of fills in between to again produce a shot very quickly that, a lot of times just waiting for these shots to come back. But they're not using that again in the final thing. It's just to get through and get approvals on things and move it through. So I think it's really about how you use it. It can be used in a way, like they were saying that it was actually providing opportunities for more creativity because you could get through more things, try different things that they wouldn't have been able to even try before. Absolutely. So that's an example of where it could be positive. I know there are negative things, and I do think, like I mentioned before, there does need to be some guardrails put on, the stealing of creativity outright like that and benefiting off of it. And that will be an ongoing conversation.
But I was in Banff with Minister Mark Miller and Minister Evan Solomon, and that was a big theme from the whole thing was like, as we build data centers and take innovative technology people along for the ride, how do we also make sure that these cultural creators, upon whose work much of the training data has been made, how do we make sure that there's a pathway for them as well into the future? And so I think inside baseball on some people's resistance to like the TELUS data center in Vancouver is like, could we set aside 5% of the tokens that come out of those data centers for cultural creators as a way of saying, yes, we know that your work was stolen and used to train these data sets and make this infinite Godbot. Our reparation to you, our recompensance to you is 3% of the tokens that come out of this factory or 5% of the tokens that come out of this factory or something like that. So that's one of the ideas that's floating around out there about how you take cultural creators along for the ride at the same time as taking innovators and technology companies and the rest. I saw you with your hand up. Would you introduce yourself and ask your question? I'll come to you, Daniel, next.
I'm Jay Joseph. I'm an independent developer. Basically, I do risk analysis and risk assessment, and I saw what's happening in AI, and I built some protocols that kind of are leaning towards checks and balances and basically what's that as audits for companies so that they can actually employ AI in a way that legally makes sense to protect them. And I'm just not sure whether it was actually useful or it's actually being worked on by people in the industry. So I more so just wonder what you have seen or like been working on in aspects of AI governance, infrastructure wise.
Within the context of an organization.
What are you seeing going on out there in the world of AI governance, Minister?
Well, it's in terms of AI governance, it's like I said, the conversation has been with the federal government around that. We're really, I'm not trying to create that here in British Columbia. I'm trying to talk and convince my federal counterparts that the importance of that. And if there are opportunities to bring in industry, there's a roundtable being set up, and our ask is to make sure some of the people within the creative industries are at that table and being able to make sure that the government is aware of these kinds of things in terms of governance and things like that.
Thank you, sir. I mean, that makes a lot of sense to try to align with the federal stuff and bring the rest of us along on that journey as well. I appreciate that. Daniel.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a software engineer with background in physics and mathematics. And my question is, if we are going to normalize using other people's work to train your models, why don't we get rid of copyright entirely?
Get rid of what?
Copyright. So like everyone can use other people's work without.
And get rid of copyrights.
Even I can get like all software for free. Why don't do that?
But if you would allow me, sir, I believe what he's asking is, if we're not going to take cultural producers along for this ride into the AI future anyway, which means that we are not respecting their copyright, this copyright that they've traditionally held, why not just overturn that whole table and say, well, fuck, copyright doesn't matter at all anymore. We train on whatever we can train on. We're all just going to take this Godbot and go as fast as we can into the future together. I'm sorry, people that got left behind. Approximately, is this what you're asking, or?
What I'm asking, if you're not going to care about copyright in this specific case, why should we care about copyright in other cases? Why can't I just like copy someone's movie and sell it? Like, why can't I sell Hollywood movies myself, like with my name on them? Why not?
Right. Well, you're asking a philosophical kind of pointed question.
Yeah, don't feel responsible for the whole answer.
I mean, I think it's. I mean, I don't know. I met with this content creator. He's a guy that has a website that has kind of stories around travel and he has shared with me how that AI now is making his entire business unviable. He creates this original content, he puts it out there. It used to be that you would search on the internet and people go to his website and advertising revenue and things like that, and now he's getting way less traffic on his website. But you can block this stuff. You can block the bots from looking at your website, but you don't want that. You want to just be compensated for your work. And this is a big philosophical question. I don't think the solution is to get rid of copyright necessarily. I think we're just treading new water here, and it's a new world. Yeah, we do have to find a way to navigate through it. I am with you on. I'm not on the getting rid of copyrights, but I'm with you on making sure that people can come along and be rewarded for their creativity. I come from a creative industry myself. I strongly believe that's what makes us a society. Like, we can't just take away that economic opportunity for people to share their creativity. This is a big issue. This is the thing. This is a big issue. So
Absolutely, especially here in Vancouver and in British Columbia, where we have a tightly integrated, interactive, and digital economy. Like, our whole BFS in the schools feed the studios, the video game special, Lockdown and DigiBC have done a great job putting the tax credit in place. The tax credit has attracted many of the world's best studios. Now everything's shifting underneath those people. Those people are going to need tokens to produce their product in the future to keep this whole tightly integrated, interactive digital economy going here in British Columbia. And we're at the beginning. We don't really know where it's going. But we do need people that are gonna. Yes, I'll come to you in a second. And introduce yourself and ask your question.
Andrew Resmer, producer of Conscious Living Radio. I don't have a question. I have an acknowledgement.
I'll give you a yellow card. Just.
I want to acknowledge you, Kris, and you for being here. There's no you and us. This is the most advanced, most organized community in BC about AI. If you're not representing us, who are you representing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for Kris for organizing this and bringing them here.
Thank you. I can't red card you after that comment, but I will double yellow card. No need to respond unless you really, really want to. Give me a second. I see a lot of hands. Just give me a quick second.
Hi there. So my name is Renell. It's my first event, so this is pretty awesome. I'm just going to ask the question that everyone else is thinking. Are you the guy to ask for credits for AI subscriptions?
I mean, the bigger question is specifically, can you help us, sir?
That's what I'm here for. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, there isn't any other province in Canada right now that has anyone at the cabinet table that's focused on AI. It's Sean. Okay.
I'm right here in the second row with Simon.
Hi there. Yeah, Simon Howarth. Look, I look after the life sciences subgroup here. And one of our observations is that we lose a lot of graduates, we don't have enough VC capital, and the growth companies are few and far between. Okay, and I think that's something we all see here. We've put together a concept to to address that. Now, the Chinese have this thing called the Sea Turtle Program, whereby people are rewarded to come back to China with developed ideas. So I think we need the same, and I'd like to see if we can work with you on this, because we have this concept of the wild salmon program coming back here. So imagine you are a graduate of UBC, where you go out into the world, you develop new technology, you create new IP, and we support you to come back. How could we work with you to develop that program? UBC are interested in it, SOU, and venture capitalists from outside of this space are interested, outside of this geography. How can I work with you to develop that sort of a program?
Josh. Excellent. Let's start with the meeting. And there's my staff over there. You can go connect with them. They know my email address. Yes, that one usually I do, but on stage, right? So.
Right over here. My name's Amelia, and I'm a user experience researcher. So I talk to tons of people all day, every day about what they want with technology, what they want with AI, what they're going to do with it. And I'm wondering, following on this comment of like what you said too about going to ILM. ILM's a huge company that has the resources to plan and to figure out how they're going to adopt it. And they've got some values to think about. They're not dumping people like a lot of the other studios are quite as much. They've got some values to think about how they want to bring those people up into jobs and retrain them. So my question is, what are you doing to help those companies, those mid-sized companies, the ones that are past the R&D, that are trying to bring their things to market or trying to really adopt? Like, what's going on in that adoption space? Because I hear a lot of talk about it, but my clients, people I talk to, are like, we're struggling to get money to do that. They get money to research, but when it comes to other stuff, they're struggling.
Did you read the federal AI strategy?
Yeah.
You did.
So are you following?
So you know about the champion and the champions part.
Are we following on that? Is there money
Minister?
for that? What's happening? Have you seen that?
Yeah, that is one of the key goals of the federal strategy is to increase adoption. And we do want to build on that, or we want to work with the federal government. And like I said, in the next 3-4 months, we should be releasing our AI action plan, AI quantum action plan. So we're going to build off of that. I can't say too much about it yet, but it's a very good point.
Right back here, I'm here with Senator asking one of the co-founders of Polar Grid.
Hi, Rick. Sev here, our co-founder of Polar Grid, and a couple of other things before. I've been building businesses. Like, I have a blessing and a curse. I'm not very good asking for money, so I built businesses from ground up. In early 20s, I bootstrapped my business, had customers in the pharmacy sector, run it for over a decade, zero government fund. So one of the things in Canadian strategy that kind of jumps at me is, and I have to ask you this, is the government in business now of picking Canadian champions? And when the money is concentrated in a few enterprises, how do you ensure that the money is efficiently spent, meaning you get a greater value than you give? And also, how do you ensure that there is a competition happening in the AI sector? Because let's say if you spread out the money with the realization, let's say give 1,000 organizations a certain amount of funding with understanding that maybe 90% of them fail, but 10% emerge to become successful enterprises. That's how free enterprise always operated. And so I really want to hear your thoughts about how your government is thinking about those things. Thank you.
Well, I listed some of the examples of the ways that the government is supporting companies at different stages of growth, from startup to mid-size to scale up. So we have a spectrum of different ways of funding and assisting companies. One of the biggest successes that we've had is our integrated marketplace. So it really depends on how big your company is. But our goal is to support homegrown VC companies, try to keep them here. We're working on an IP patent box right now and thinking about ways of encouraging companies to stay here and not leave British Columbia. So there's many ways to answer that question. And if there's any specific kind of details you want to go over.
Oh, he's definitely got specific details. He's got a lot of specific details, sir. I'll make sure you got his email address, and I'll make sure we can all sit down together. And I'm going to be joining the roundtable, so we'll be feeding stuff up through the channels and stuff. This guy right here is Gabriel Zara. That's Catherine Warren. Well, these are our last two questions. Zara is a community manager at Electronic Arts.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go a little bit more theoretical here. Sorry, but
I got my cards.
we and you don't know how to use them. You don't know how to use them. From a Brazilian that knows football, you just botched it. Sorry.
Catherine Warren. Austin. That was great.
So another media and entertainment question. Early in your slideshow, you identified some very high growth sectors for the province, aerospace, health, etc. I was surprised that I didn't see entertainment on there, and you come from entertainment. So it's a $4 billion production sector for the province. And so I wondered, is the reason you didn't include it because you think it's going to tank due to AI, or is there another reason you did not include it?
Wow, that's a really good question. I don't know the reason why it's not included, honestly, because I mean I wasn't there deciding on the particular industries, but I know that's doing well. The industry is doing quite well here in British Columbia, so we want to see it continue to do well, irrespective of whether it's one of these isolated sectors, right? Like it's clear that it's doing well, and it's clear we're supporting it because we upped our tax credit because we recognize how important it is. So it's going to continue to be supported, whether or not it's specifically identified in there.
We're going to do the lightning round now. I need to see your hand if you're really going to leave here pissed off if you don't get the answer. Dr. Jackie Stia.
Hi, thanks so much for lightning round. Lightning round. I'm going to build off. I'm one of the Samas that came back. I'm just going to state at the University of Tokyo, professor, associate professor. Very few women get to those positions at the University of Tokyo, and I was working with Trade Commissioner Services, who said, stop having a company in Japan and go build your company in BC, and then we can help you. And I've done that. And I'm back, and we do population data, demographic data, we do data analytics, and we're building something that is extremely Canadian, exportable globally, which is why Trade Commissioner Services said, now set it up!
Now form a question.
There's so many different loopholes and bureaucracies, and I've spoken to high-level people in a variety of institutions, and I'm not getting to the right conversation sometimes, and I don't understand where they go, but I'd love a meeting with you to talk about why we need to be exporting some of the things that I'm working on and that others in this room are working on.
Yeah. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, maybe that will wrap it up.
Gosh.
Anthonia, you got a question?
It'll be super quick.
So you take a meeting with me is not a question.
Will you take a meeting with me? Okay, then that was no. So I work with youth, but by youth, also young adult. We have a work integrated learning program. I have a lot of really great students that come and work with me, and a number of them are international students. And so when it comes to accessing work integrated learning programs or any sort of pipeline or economic funding from the governments, they don't support a lot of international students. And more so, there are some international students that are in grade 11 and 12 because their parents haven't yet necessarily gone through the full immigration process. So we're not full, and I know that there are some other young people in this room that are experiencing those barriers, that are gaining these skills, want to stay here, went to high school here, but are international students and I can't hire them. How your portfolio intersects with so many different areas. I know immigration, again, is a federal thing. How are we thinking about the workforce, both international students, staff, and domestic, but mainly the international piece because it makes such a big piece here.
Well, I mean,
All the salmons is what I'm hearing. Yeah, but they
Yeah.
were born maybe salmon elsewhere.
I mean, it is a federal thing in terms of like immigration type stuff. We have a PNP program that's been very successful. We are, in terms of workforce, we are trying to grow talent here in British Columbia. We have, postgraduate scholarships, and we have MyTax, which is we increased the budget for them, and they're anticipated to have like 10,000 interns that they can fund over the next, I think, 5 years, to really grow that talent here in British Columbia. Hopefully keep it here. I mean, I was a salmon too. I left I went to DreamWorks for 5 years and came back. Right? I came back, when my kid was born in LA, and I'm like, I don't want to raise my kid. It's like all of a sudden everything looked different, and I'm like, all right, yeah. So I'm coming back, and like that's the value proposition of British Columbia. It's not Silicon Valley, but it has its own strengths, and people do want to come here, and people do want to stay here. I'm obviously staying here, and we were at an event last night where a guy came from the States specifically because he wanted to be in a place like British Columbia, right? So hopefully we can continue to grow that.
This is as close as you can be to the Silicon Valley and not be in Trump's America.
Yeah, pretty nice. That's true.
Hey, are you up for a selfie with me? Here? All right. You guys want to take a selfie with the minister real quick? All right. Stand up, maybe wave your arms. Yeah, what's up? Thank you, sir. Thank you, Michelle Diamond. Do you have any questions for us? I mean, I don't know. If you ever do.
Yeah.
It's Simple Ice. You can come hang out with us at Sense One.
It's been great. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it.
Sham, Jackson Wu, please report to the stage. Sham, Jackson Wu. So, we got 2 coolers in the back. We're just going to take a 2-minute intermission. We have a couple more things to show you, a couple surprises. In the meantime, Jackson's going to say what's up. What's up, Jackson? Shane!
What's going on, guys? It's going on Vancouver AI, BC AI ecosystem. It's the 30th one. You know what that means? That means that's actually 2.5 years, which is absolutely wild. Because Kush and I earlier were talking about how maybe we've only been here for a year. I haven't been here a couple of months, so it's really nice to be able to come back. But, did you guys know that this microphone is actually really cool?
Do it. Make it stop.
No, you want to see? It's got different settings. So if you look very carefully here, there's like this little compartment here, and if I look at it hard enough, this one. This one too is pretty cool. How we doing tonight? You really good? I think we're just gonna do a quick little check on your sound. Is it possible to get slightly more volume?
That's what I'm talking about.
Is that okay? Is that okay with you guys? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for being here with the sound check. I'm gonna do something for you guys first, but then after I want to try something different that I've never done before. So bear with me. I want to make it tonight a little interactive, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. Everything you're about to hear is coming out of my mouth. Very excited to show you guys what I do, and thank you for being here. I'll make you sound to my mouth. I'm so fucking Here's the thing, if I do this and the energy is this low, what we're gonna get is just so before I keep going, I need a little volume test, okay? I'm gonna go from here to here, and as I go up, I need you to go goes, can you do that with me?
Yeah, you will.
That's good to go. Perfect. We got one volunteer. Can we get 2 volunteers? Hey, let's go. You want Roselle? If you're gonna pull whoa, oh, 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 singing one. I'm gonna put you on me, put only the back line. I'm gonna put you on. You can't look back. I'm talking to myself now because you can't forget. Back and forth flowing like a cigarette. And a little bit of drums. How we doing? the way you twerking, do diggity, like the back, you better get up now. The way you twerking, do diggity, like the bag, it's shot for you now. The way you twerking, do diggity, like the way you working. Like the way you. One last try. I like the way you working. Like the way you working. Thank you.
I don't know where Kris is, so I'll say a couple of things too, actually. I was listening to a lot of the talks, and obviously, I think that AI is something that is like super broad these days, and there's a million different ways to tackle it. But I think the way that I've been approaching it as well, and what's been interesting for me, is looking at the functionality of this microphone and also using that as an analogy and cross-referencing that with AI. Because if you look at this piece of equipment has existed for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
There's a way to use it correctly to amplify your voice, to be able to say really cool things. But historically as well, this piece of equipment has also been something that a lot of people have also used incorrectly and amplified their voice for various consequential results, right? Not going to go into what those results might be. But I think when it comes into AI as well, it is a blank slate on its own. Like there's so many different tools, but if we don't actually prompt it ourselves, we don't get any output. Same thing with this microphone. If you don't say anything to this microphone, but with different AI tools, different inputs equals different outputs. And I think that earlier we were talking about things like ethics and ethos and other concepts like that. And I just find that I think AI is a very strong emerging tool and very grateful to be a part of this community. And I think, thank you, yeah. And one of the best things about this community is that there's so many different voices and conversations happening simultaneously that I believe that we will be guided towards the right direction, as we saw with the earlier talk. So thank you, guys.
Absolutely. It's amazing always to have you, sir. I'm switching in for Kris for this next little bit now. Thank you always to have you in the community. As Shang has exemplified, it's about the craft in the art, whether that is traditional or generative art. And this brings me to the next part here.
Thank you so much.
Which is the BC AI Film Club. BC AI Film Club is really where we move in community together to find out just exactly what the film industry or film as an art looks next, while everything is really sorting itself in real time. It's been a tremendous 6 months that we've had so far, and to speak about all of the development that has happened as a result of AI film, I'd love to bring up Mayumi to speak further and just state how people and artists and community have grown in record time in this wild new frontier. Give it up for Mayumi.
Fuck yeah. I was hoping that the minister was going to stay for this bit because it's super relevant to him. So I'd like his email address, please. I really appreciate Anthonia and everything that she said earlier on. She actually covered a lot of the things that I wanted to talk about, so that's great. I can focus on the prompt challenge. So just a quick little intro. My name is Mayumi Rollings. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Tiny Ghost Studios here in Ogundele. And we, alongside Kevin, have been running the AI Film Club since January. We've done half the year. And It started with a conversation. It started with a, wouldn't it be cool if we could get together and do this thing? Film is awesome. Our background is in film and games. And so we... That was great. Now it's nice and quiet in here. Yes, thank you. So we've seen firsthand how AI and the uses of AI tools has disrupted the industry. And contrary to the ministers... That's okay. I feel that. Do I get a yellow card? Oh, no.
Can I jump in just for a second on that point? There are some world-leading folks that are in the tooling, the development, the education components of transforming the VFX industry into whatever it is going to be next. There are people right here that are world-leading.
Yes.
And I really want to underscore on that point in particular, we need to upskill like crazy right now.
Absolutely.
Like Comfy UI is quickly becoming the standard for visual effects at what nobody's talking about it publicly so much, but it's what's being used right now in all the test beds in every studio at the moment. A24 just got $75 million from Google for research and development. Amazon MGM just announced a massive initiative to bring new creators into the new frontier of animation and VFX in the AI industry. The time is now to start asking the questions and start learning how to use these tools. Absolutely 60,000%. So
yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Carry on.
No, those are more than worth. That's worth more than 2 cents. Anyways, so yeah, absolutely, we started with this conversation about what are these things, where can we go with it, what do we do with it, and instead of working as we are accustomed to in silos in our basement, in our home office, and whatever, we decided to put together this meetup once a month and have a group conversation around it, share ideas, share experiences. And I'm so happy that, where we started from was this point where we were like, what does this button do? Let's push this. And there's another button over here. We're going to push that and see what it does. And how about if we combine those 2 buttons together? So that's where we started with the prompt challenges as well. Our very first prompt challenge was a toilet paper commercial. And everyone had 30 seconds. And they had to come up with their rendition of what a toilet paper commercial would look like. And this is where I believe that creativity comes from humans and not from the AI tools that we have, because every single iteration of what the toilet paper challenge looked like was completely different. So I just want to show you some early examples of some of the prompt challenges that we did. I believe this is the toilet paper commercial. We did an ASMR, and we also did the prompt is appetite to be interpreted how you want it to.
Greetings, fellow Vancouverite. In these trying times, the proper handling of your resources is paramount. Don't face sanitation unprepared. Pick up the Rain City Roll Reserve.
Rain City Roll Reserve. Because when it counts, it's the only roll.
It began with a hunger, a quiet ache for something more. It reached for the rain, it reached for the sun. It grew, not to keep, but to give.
So as you can see, every prompt, every submission was completely different based on the person who created it. And as we realized that there was like a lot of creativity to rein in, we started talking about creative flows and how the tools fit together. And one of the wonderful things that Kevin does every month is he basically gives like a State of the Union, what happened in the past month with AI generative tools, and that's kind of across the board with all like sound, VFX, all of the things that are available. And we started talking about the challenges. We started talking about the fears. We started talking about, well, that's cool that we have a new toy, but what do we do with it? And as those conversations became richer, I noticed that the prompts, the submissions, also became better.
Hey, you've had a hard life. And honestly, dying didn't really fix that, did it? Still choking down that processed cortex from the mini-mart? Gangrene at that place on 5th? A teenager's brain so screen-rotted you can taste the TikTok. And don't even get me started on the supply chain issue. Well, drag yourself over to Little Bites, where every brain is farm-fresh, free-range, and never, I mean never, screen-fed. Our signature dish, the Little Genius, free-range, pasture-raised, fed nothing but organic books and classical music. You can taste the smart. Little Bites. Because you deserve better than what's left on the streets. And hey, bring the kids. Every 10th brain is free with your little loyalty scoop.
Little bites, where the minds are always fresh. Little bites, they're the best of all.
So what was happening around this time was we were talking more about community, about how we can intentionally collaborate together to push through, to find that middle ground, to have those nuanced conversations about to AI or not to AI. And we were seeing partnerships form. So there were some people that were, doing submissions together. There are some people who created more of a collective where, we talk about work, where are we getting work, sharing work, how do we get work, that kind of thing. What kind of work are you getting? And where is it coming from? So the other thing that we were doing is we were connecting as people, and we were starting to get to know each other. And it did become this, or has become, are you going to go, Ms. Blips? Will I see you? Right? Like, we're starting to develop friendships and real relationships in it. And that is connecting us, I believe, with our humanity, which also connects us to our storytelling. And we now have had, just in the last meetup, submissions that have really connected people to their emotions. Like we had people crying at the last one. So I'll show you that in a second, but I'll do a fun one first, and then we'll do the sad one after that.
Tiny Ghost Studios.
Woohoo!
And now it's time for Saturday morning seance.
Welcome to our forest. We don't wanna eat you. We never wanna eat you. We just wanna meet you. Come a little closer. We don't wanna eat you. We'd never ever eat you. We just wanna greet you.
A truly wicked breakfast is brewing. Just add milk to ignite the forbidden sugar isotones. So unnaturally sweet, even the shadows want a bite. Monsteros, bring out your inner monster. Oh, sh**.
Ooh, I do so love a steamy midnight tangle. Don't worry, kittens. I brought my own attachment.
Slay, baby, slay! Yeah. Yeah, you may look tasty, but we don't wanna eat you. We never wanna eat you. We just wanna meet you. Come a little closer. We don't wanna eat you. We never ever eat you. We just wanna greet you. 밤에の銀座の裏一人で明かりを守る年上のメッセージは黙って寝るを落とす扉のベルが鳴って濡れた髪の彼女笑うたびグラスの中光がほどけてゆく少しだけ休ませてその声が優しくてメロンの泡みたいに胸で膨らんだメロンソーダの約束二人分の夏メロンソーダの約束
If I have to watch it, soon do you, Anthonia. So I want to point out that that last video, as well as the one for Little Lights, the zombie diner, those are from Tuarai Animation Accelerator alumni. What I love is that for people who don't take the course, they get fringe benefits because that comes right back into the community and it gets people excited about the creative process because it is completely different. It's a complete paradigm shift from the traditional animation process. And I think in the era that we're going into, we have to prepare ourselves for both the traditional process to be available, but also understand that there is a different one that will be also probably mainstream in the near future. And what do we do with that? And how do we cope with that? And how do we prepare our children for that? There's a lot of questions. So I would love to invite you, Wafers Left here, to come out to our next meetup, because that's the stuff that we talk about. It runs the second Thursday of every month. And our next accelerator is coming at end of July. If you're interested, you can either talk to myself or Mage. Questions? I have answers if you have questions.
Thank you so much for that. Oh my gosh, it was so emotional to see that video at the end.
So your AI accelerator, one of the things I hear from kids and from other people is that is this really art? Like, do I even really need to have any artistic skills? So when you have your AI accelerator, do people have to are they typically artists? Do you have to be like a trained artist? Or when you talk about this paradigm shift, how are you still, how does that show up, that kind of potential traditional art workflow?
That's a good question, because I think in the past the recent past that we understand, there's this commodification of art and what is art and what does that mean, right? And art is something that you like physically produce in front of you. So there was this same conversation about 20 years ago when we went from 2D to 3D art, right? So people were saying, oh, it's digital, it doesn't have any soul, it's not real art, and da 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 da. And then Toy Story came out and it just like blew everything out of the water. It's like, okay, that's art now. So I would say you need to have an artistic vision. You need to have an idea. You need to have creativity and curiosity, but you don't have to be good at physically doing the art, because so much of what the tools allow us to do is understand through communication what you want your vision to look like. So I think that's the real reason why a lot of people are scared. Like, barring the loss of jobs and all of that, right? I think people are scared because so many of these traditional jobs and roles were meant to, like, you were going through a process, you had to go to school, you had to learn from masters, you had to get a piece of paper that told other people that you knew what you were doing. And now somebody can walk in with a vision, and if they have good communication skills, or they have good creativity or curiosity or exploration, they can be an artist too. And then it comes into question, well, what is real art? And I personally, it's not a popular opinion, but I personally believe art is whatever you make. Art is whatever you want it to be. I've seen, I've walked into an art gallery and seen a white canvas with a red dot in the center and somebody gone, this is art. And then, but it's the story behind why they created it, which gives presence to the soul of the art. So I think this in the same way does a similar thing.
So I've been in animation for almost 30 years now, and I've been drawing since I was 4. I'm like art is a very important piece of my identity, and I feel like with AI tools, I have been unleashed. My creativity has been unleashed in a way that it was never possible before, because a lot of the barriers, just even with time and skill, because there's so many different aspects of skills that you need to learn over the course of your life, and so it really comes down to vision. And so the way I see it is that if you are saying that, creating AI art because you're just prompting, I mean, that's literally what directors are doing. They're prompting artists to do. So you're basically almost saying like, oh, Guillermo del Toro is not an artist, you know, James Canna's not an artist, but it comes down to vision, and I think it's really freeing to be able to just have that ability to put your vision and really kind of see it come to life in a way that in the speed and that just is not accessible, has not been accessible to this point. So.
Hello? Yes, it's working.
Yes.
Loving all this, love the presentation. So just because there's no one here, so I can just go do whatever, right? And certainly the minister is not here, so I have no fear of.
I already got a red card. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. There's no fucking red card. There's not even a Kris here. I guess I'm wondering. Fuck red card. I didn't see it, so I have no idea what's going on. I'll keep the mic still with me. I guess I'm wondering because you guys are not like any strangers at all to the pre-AI creators, right? So and that's fucking obvious to me, obviously. So I feel that there is this, like, I don't like the upskill frame, and again, by the way, feel free to tear me the fuck down, right? But I don't like that framing because there is this love that some people do have for the in-betweens, right? For the drawing, for the art of erasing and reframing and going, you know what? No, the hand's gonna be here. It's actually the next thing. And there is this love from which they come, and if we focus from a point of like for example, Luke, when you were talking about it, if we focus, we say like, hey, by the way, no, there's no timer. If we say,
I was gonna say also, I also don't love the upskill framing.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. If there is like commercialization, like can we get to an outer thing? I completely hear you, like sound design, abilities that I don't know, and you're like, you know what, I could never do it, and I have to hire someone, and oh my god, I'm never gonna do it for a personal project, and then you finally get to put a product out. I hear you on that, but from an actual art making point of view, there is a lot of care in the details that makes the art what it is. And I'm kind of struggling with that myself as an engineer, like some artist, whatever. What it means to say I'm a director of my art. No. I also used to draw it. I also used to, and I still do. I'm not a formal Luddite, but like when you frame it that way, I always sort of get a little bit like hesitant because as much as I completely shit on the people who are worried about copyright, because I get copyright like, oh, I still stole my art, fuck you. But at the same time, if you're averse to the idea of someone pushing a button to make art, I'll give you credit. Like, yeah, you feel like there's something to the process of actually drawing and erasing and drawing again for fucking 10 hours a single drawing that is just so much different than prompting for it. Everything is different than the art making process.
I mean, okay, I've got two things to say.
Please do.
Yeah. The first thing is that I think there's this assumption because we use AI that. Hello? Okay, there we go. I think there's this assumption that because we use AI in our process, that we're trying to convert people into using AI into that process. Right. So I'm very pro-choice in that, like, use it where you want or don't use it. I don't care. I don't care. The biggest thing for me is that I hope people become educated on it and understand what it does, what it doesn't do, the limitations, where it fits or doesn't in their own life. Like, that is the best thing that you can possibly do for yourself. And the other thing is commercial art isn't really art. Like, we've done Barbie, we've done so much Barbie.
Commercial art isn't really art.
And when you're looking at like 500 frames of the same Barbie for like 3 months, it's not art. So yeah, and then on top of that, like if you are in a position where AI or AI tools haven't encroached on your life and haven't caused you to lose work in any way, I think that's fantastic. Like, just do your thing. Like,
Kush.
It's not going to be in everybody's repertoire, and it doesn't have to be. So, yeah.
Kush, this is the heart of the matter in some ways. Like, if you like riding horses, even though we got cars now, you can fucking buy yourself some like spurs and some like boots, and you can go out there and ride horses all you want. Like, Sorry, what'd you say, Mayumi?
Appreciate talks.
So no one's taken away from that, but you're not going to be a part of the commercial, professional, artistic, creative class, which is actually bullshit, as my way said in some ways. I mean, it's like the thing is, there's no guarantee anymore that your film degree will result in 40 years of guaranteed from,
Nothing's guaranteed.
No.
I mean, okay, so my background is in operational finance. I've seen a lot of bank accounts. I can't tell you the number of times that I've had a conversation with payroll 2 days out. How are we going to pay our people this week? Like, this whole idea of stability is just an illusion. So, like, there's no guarantees for, never mind 5 years from now, like 2 months from now. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. And this technology is moving so quickly that education is the key. Like, how can we adapt along with it? And I actually really appreciate that the minister is like working to put in guardrails and all of that kind of stuff. I just don't know if they can keep up. So I think it is up to us to like use our good sense, have human connection, create communities like this, and talk about like what do we want to get out of it.
They don't know if they can keep up either. He's very grateful to have come here tonight. Like, this was a very good, like, he's like, I want more of this. I want more authentic conversations. I mean, you heard him when he first came up here. He's like, this is the realest shit I've been a part of since I came in the office of mayor, right? So
Should come to our film meetup.
that's what we're doing here. We're building bridges, right? And he's interested, he's interested, so.
Yeah.
And we got any questions or comments they want to make for Mayumi here tonight? Yeah, Shane. I'm coming your way, bro.
Testing. Oh my God. Okay, we're good. Hi, thank you for that. That was awesome. I'm really passionate about art in general, so like I think I just want to get involved in the conversation. But I echo the sentiment with upskilling, and I think that like art directing in any sort of creative process has existed for so long prior to AI. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I often get in conversations with artists, musicians, and visual artists who are extremely against AI. And they always say like, fuck AI, like talk to a human, like we have to preserve creativity. And I challenge them oftentimes because I say, well, you don't have to use AI. And there are the in-betweens as well. But I think more importantly, there are, I think, two types of people. There are people who never wanted to be creative and are using AI as an avenue to speed things up.
Yeah.
Those aren't the people that we're discussing about, right? Like, they just are trying to cut corners. Yes. And if you really wanted to create art, you have a creative vision and a creative process. And recently I've been creating posters for an event and, different visual assets. And it still involves 3 people, but instead of being artists ourselves, when it comes down to drawing, we're just prompting different ideas, and it's been really cool. So if art is defined by the creative vision and the process itself, then using AI is just a different avenue for it, but it doesn't diminish the fact that you are not creating art because you're still going through a process rather than just accepting the first option that comes out. So I guess that's just what I wanted to say, because I think that AI is very useful when it comes to leveling the playing field. If you are somebody with a big creative vision, but you don't necessarily have the skills to be able to access the development of it, and massive teams like you had mentioned with payroll, you have an entire team backing, whether it's yourself or a team up, right? Or if you're now rambling, but if you're trying to create a movie, right, you need a lot of human assets, right? Like human resources. You don't have that as an individual, so it's cool. It just levels it out, but like it just turns actual visions into real, fully baked productions, and you can still continue to edit it after without the human. And I just think that's
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing. Like I don't think AI is ever gonna replace taste.
I agree.
And we do a heavy amount of photoshopping and manual work on everything. So there is a really good human input in what we do. What we're doing is we're using AI to take out the grunt work. And the iteration is like mind blowing because sometimes in the traditional process, you might lock in what may not be the most creative avenue or the best output because you don't have time, you don't have the budget for it. So you're just kind of stuck with a certain amount of iterations. Whereas this allows us to go, no, that's not good enough. Push it, to get to what that optimal output is for us. And then we Photoshop it, and then we work on it, and then we edit it, and then we like put it into our process. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
That's just in a prompting scenario, which is not the only way to get an AI workout. This is why Comfy UI is becoming incredibly important, because the amount of control and nuance that you get in there, prompting is like 10% of what you get out of it. It is a whole decision tree of modifiers, of trained models, your own trained models through it. It is an entire pipeline that looks just as complex, if not even more, than in a visual effects workflow. So the popularization of prompting as solely being an AI output that balance is starting to counter very much so, especially in the professional market.
I want to get a couple fresh voices in here real quick. Welcome.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Zoha. I'm an ethicist by training, I would say. So I always think about more moral questions. Two things. The first one is the uncanny valley that, of course, comes when looking at AI things. And I'm going to be honest, when I was looking at the videos, I did feel that. I was like, oh, this is not really real. And, I understand animation because it's not meant to depict reality, but when I see people as like AI figures, I'm like, oh, that kind of feels a little bit unnatural to me. Why can't we just have real people doing that instead of this AI? And I don't know, it's a little bit, I understand with the film they do a lot of other kind of but just like that. And then the second that I had was, I think the main issue people have with AI in the creative space is that we know AI is trained on data, and data is made by people. And so the issue then comes, and then the issue just comes with, okay, where is this AI getting these ideas from? Is it actual artists? Are they being credited? So I think that's mostly where I've spoken to my friends who are artists. They are more concerned with
They're definitely not being credited. They've stolen all the works of all man and womankind, and they've trained the models on them. They're definitely not.
So I think that was the other thing when it comes to when people have issues with AI in the creative space. So I just want to know your thoughts on those two ideas.
I have a lot of unpopular opinions, so
I want to hear your most unpopular opinion.
I am trained on stolen material. Like all of my ideas, the culmination of all of my creativity, and I'm an artist. I draw, I paint, I do fiber arts. I am an artist.
Real.
And all of my inspiration comes from things that I've seen, comes from people's work that I admire. So I don't think we can even say that we are not trained on stolen work, that we aren't giving credit for, because what we do is we take that inspiration, we take what we love, and we mesh it into something new. And then we call it our own. So while I do believe that people's work should be credited, I don't completely fall into that argument.
It used to call it standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
But now they say you stole all my intellectual creative property and trained your models. Yeah. And this is the part I don't know. I don't know when to be an individual and when to be a part of the collective exactly, right? Like, they stole 1,800 of my photographs without asking me, and they trained facial recognition tools on them that disproportionately flag Black women.
Yes.
They get it wrong.
Yes.
Way more.
Absolutely.
On my photos.
Absolutely.
Without asking me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet, I'm more creative, productive, and powerful than I've ever been at the same time. And like Mr. Glumac is not going to compensate me for the fucking stolen data.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so I think there's a couple of things that happened, right? And I always say follow the money. Like follow the money. Who gets the money first? So the people who get the money first are going to model tools around their own perspective. So if cishet white guys who have that only single solitary perspective are the ones who are getting 98% of the world's investment funding, that's what we're going to get. That's what we're going to start with. And all of the upsides and downsides that go along with that. So our job, I believe, is to support and find the people that are building the things that align with our morals and ethics. So if copyright, is your main priority to I'm losing my words, to protect, right? There are people building models where the artists opt out. So, and they're credited. So you can use those. The downside is going to be those aren't the ones that are getting funded first. So there is going to be a little bit of a lag in how good they are or how competitive they are with big tech. So there are options out there. I think us as humans, as a community, it's really easy to just eat the first thing that's served to us. And if we don't want to do that, then it takes a little bit of time to find the other things that we do want to eat. So yeah, they're out there.
Mayumi, I really appreciate you sharing your deep struggles with this stuff. You're all we use it, but we're not trying to evangelize it, and this is where we're at with it. I love having these heart-to-heart conversations. So thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're not going nowhere, okay? Yeah. I got another white guy with a question right here.
Okay, I got more answers. Okay.
Hey.
Hi.
My name is Tyson. I'm a artist and technologist. I work with systems art and kind of non-AI generative art, more using aleatoric systems, randomness.
Aleatoric?
Yeah. So especially being here tonight, and listening to the context in which AI is typically used, and same with talking about reducing the grunt work, leveling the playing field. It's kind of taking the annoying stuff out of our workflows or reducing kind of the lower end of what we're doing. But I think initially when AI sort of became this thing that could do incredible things, I was interested in these big problems of maybe AI can help us figure out how to communicate with animals that we know can communicate, but we don't know how to communicate with them, or sort of these massive amazing problems that we could throw AI at. And I guess it gets a little depressing as an artist to see us just throwing it at how can we do stuff cheaper and faster and reduce the annoying work. And so I just want to just throw it out there that I don't know who's looking at it from this perspective of how is AI going to ignite a whole new conceptual realm of
AI
art.
film cloud.
Well, anyway, I just want to throw.
We're doing the thing.
This is the thing,
right, Susie, right, Sammy, right, Magenta. We're doing the thing.
Where are they?
In art, it applied to a more expansive rather than I'm just kind of making better things or making that easier.
Mayumi, if you have a hot take on this one, I encourage you to reply to it. But I got one more question over here.
Okay.
Hot take?
Hot take is we are doing that. And I think the big division is that the AI tools were created for capitalism, and that most people look at those AI tools and think, how can I use this to work in the existing system that we're in? And then there's a very small portion of us who look at that and go, what can I do from within the system to break it apart and create a new one. And so that
Amazing. Great, thank you. You're amazing. Mayumi, one more, please. We call it a knife.
This is more of a reaction for that question, but my name is Robert, and I'm a consumer of art, but I also went to Vancouver Film School, and then I paused my film career and went into health tech instead. What I'm thinking about while you're all talking and I'm nodding along everything everyone is saying is something that I think a lot about because I'm a frustrated artist that doesn't get to do art, which is storytelling. Okay, so for the million years of our species, storytelling was sitting around a campfire telling stories.
Yes.
And then somebody figured out how to stick their hand on the cave wall and make a thing and then tell stories. And then there was a printing press, and then there was a camera, and then there was a video camera, and then there was, but it's all still stories.
Yes.
So I think that what's really exciting about what's happening is now it's getting easier and easier and easier to tell a story in a way that you can capture attention, because what's precious today is not money anymore, or not just money, it's attention. Mm-hmm. And the tools, like you're doing at the Film Club, can let anybody,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Capture attention and tell a story.
Absolutely.
So I think we should actually celebrate that. I don't think we should be scared of it.
We do. Absolutely.
All of us, all the time,
every day.
It shouldn't be like, oh, AI is bad. Because if you've got a story in you, you're going to tell it. And if the coolest way to tell that is using these tools, then you're going to do that. And then maybe you're going to go back and you're going to actually do it daguerreotype, or you're going to stick your hand on a wall and then you're going to tell your story that way. Mm-hmm. But we should just all celebrate. We get to tell stories.
Well, I can tell you anecdotally, one of the reasons why I got into, one of the reasons why I started my own studio, our own studio, is because in the finance operational sector, I saw firsthand how many marginalized people were passed over for jobs, for raises, for recognition, for everything. And they just wanted to be artists too. They just wanted to tell their stories too. And now we're in this era where the greatest stories that we can possibly tell are from marginalized communities. So our interest is in supporting that, 100%.
Amen.
Mayumi Rollings.
Yes.
Tiny goes to you guys. In so many ways, you've created space for us to bring the heat, Mayumi. Thank you. Seriously, we couldn't do it without you. Did you guys have fun tonight? Yeah! All right. Prompts got in. I heard you only have 90 seconds left on your memory card. Magenta, nice to see you. Yeah.
Hey, are we going to end this?
You have 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
What?
You have to close this thing out.
What are you doing? I'm not doing anything.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part of all this. I fully fucking believe in what we're doing.
What's happening?
Come on up, Kush. You got 15 seconds to say goodnight to everybody, please.
I'm genuinely just gonna say goodnight, right? Because you are the people who care about this show, right? Everyone else chains off with the minister, right? Is the minister over there? He's not right. No, he's not here. Okay. So everyone wants to chase after. But I'm fucking loving this. Like you guys are like the 5 people who may train people may to listen to the actual shit going on, right? In this space. Those films are like I saw Jennifer's film, I saw other people. Like those are the people spending hours and hours iterating on all this shit, and I'm not against this. So I know what I feel. I know what you feel. I'm not coming at it from like, oh fuck AI, fuck Robin, but fucking no, yeah. It's more about this. That's the beautiful process that Kevin is undertaking, that everyone's undertaking, and everyone's fucking fucked off with that, and so we know who we are. So look around, and this is what remains.
Hey, Kush,
These are the people that care.
You're off the record now.
These are the people that care. The video is off, so I'm fucking loose now, man. Go on.
No, you're good. You can say whatever you say.
What were you saying, Kris? Kris is fucking Kris is listening.
You got 5 seconds left. So
I don't know why he brought me up here. I was sitting there. I was sitting there next to Eileen, and I was having fun shooting from far away. But
that's a wrap.
It's a wrap. That's per se. Where the fuck am I? Yeah. What the fuck is this? Yeah. Get some cookies.